So after you've created your video podcast and your guests have left, there's one thing you're going to want to do in order to get the files off the hard drive so you can return it back into the checkout. You're going to open your hard drive, and I don't have it plugged in at the moment because I'm using it to record this, but you would unplug the hard drive from the ATEM Mini Extreme and plug it into the computer, which is right next to the left of it. And you would open up your hard drive, assuming this is the hard drive, and you're going to see a bunch of test recordings, 2, 3, 4, whatever, or other files that have been named, like this one, ATEM Software Control Introduction Video. You can set that, and that's just where you name the file and the recording of your video podcast. And then drag whichever folder it is that you created for your video podcast and click and just drag it to the hard drive. I already have it on there, so it's not going to do anything. So we'll just do this first one, and you can see it just moves over. But when you go into a file, this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have 2 folders and 2 files. One is your master recording, and that's just basically the overall recording of whatever you recorded. So if it's a 50-minute video podcast, you'll have 50 minutes if it's less. And you can see it's just whatever was recorded controlled by the ATEM Mini Extreme ISO. In addition, you're going to have 8 separate tracks for your audio. So camera 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 don't have any audio because we're not using cameras for the audio. However, mic 2 is your main audio track, and that's where you're going to get your audio track. If you wanted to use that as a podcast, you'll have it created as a waveform audio. And then here is your video ISO folders. So we have our media file. That's the photo. So it automatically export any media files that you imported into the project folder. In addition, each channel gets a recording track. So you can see all of these are super small except one. That's because we were only recording on one channel, which was channel 6, which is the computer. That is the recording I created that shows just the screen recording of the computer with other channels going. So camera 1 is the host position. Camera 2, 3, and 4 are the guest positions. Camera 5 is an auxiliary camera that can be checked out to look down upon the guest from the ceiling or at eye level with a tripod. Camera 6 is the screen recording of the computer. Camera 7 and 8 we don't use at the moment. So that's where you'll find your individual track files. If you're editing on DaVinci Resolve, then this file you can open up straight into DaVinci Resolve and it'll create a pre-populated edited file for you, and you can begin your workflow from there. However, if you're using Premiere, you're going to want to use these files. So once you got your files off of the hard drive, go ahead and unplug the hard drive or eject it, and then enter your personal hard drive or upload your files to an online cloud storage system, because you're going to want to get them off this computer and take them to another computer for further editing and processing. And just as a reminder, a lot of the files native to this desktop do get deleted periodically, so be absolutely sure you get your video podcast folder off of the computer onto a flash drive, a hard drive, in the cloud, some way, and take those content and those assets with you. And then when you're all done, eject the hard drive, put the computer to sleep or log out, and turn off the monitors and return your equipment and start your editing.